Here today is because health is a central challenge of mankind. And it seems that this is not totally understood everywhere or in different ways. You have unsolved problems in medicine, you have population growth, you have the lack of infrastructure in healthcare in the developing countries, you have malnutrition, health consequences, we have pollution and spur increase of deadly diseases, we have huge health costs in developed countries, we have poverty. The poverty is making health care practically impossible in some countries, and aging and novel needs and how to cope with it are crucial issues. If you look in the issue of the 21st Century United Nations Challenges and you look in paragraph 6, you will find out that medicine under the topics of HIV, malaria, tuberculosis and aging is a crucial one of the big challenges. Others are climate, education, food, water, biodiversity, poverty, population and terrorism. Now, what is common for all these projects? All these topics are long-term. There is no short-term return on investment. It's important to talk about it, about it, because talking does nothing in change. Change is nothing. More important would be to realize, and there is a total lack of investments to be seen in the field, especially by those who would be most interested because they would make money out of it after a time. And there is specifically also a lack of care. Free global market economy with steady growth constraint is the highest risk for realizing long-term future projects. Since the obstacles are the growth of the market is most important thing on earth. Innovation requires return on investment in short term. I assume you know that if at Novartis you come with a plan for a development and it takes longer than 2.5 years to get the return on investment, they tell you don't do it. Best value is achieving growth by new products. Innovation is a buzzword and best tool to compete globally. Innovation should or is leading to new, today unseen products. Useful and useless innovations are okay as long as they make market. If they don't make market, they are just not okay. The bigger the return on investment, the better innovations prove to be. Wealth is the consequence of producing, selling, and consuming more and more and more. We get also used to this mentality, absolutely and totally. We get like asleep. We know this is the way. Many people just go as a wheel into an industry to help, to augment, and to make higher the growth of the shares, the growth of the market. Sustainable innovation as a marketing tool is also very good. You have slogans like sustain, like green tech, like clean tech, like sustainable innovation. And what you mostly can find behind this is people who use a market that they are in to make it greener, to make it better, and to sell it as a marketing to be good instead of being bad. The short-term return on investment and not foreseeable business case has not a chance to be realized. Long-term sustainable innovation, that would be understand innovation not as a buzzword, renew, process that renews something that exists, the introduction of something real new, substitutes an existing product or process, changes values onto which the system is based, changes long-term attitude, and changes the way of making decisions. And that is a question of ethics and morality. The ethical component is the first step would be change your mind. The second would be go for sense and not for bullshit. Do not be a wheel of a free market where you just have a job and after 10 years you say, well, it either takes 27 years that I have to stay here, but my pension will be a good one and I just do my job and after work I have free time and I can recover from what I'm doing. You should surpass also the goal of making more and more and more money. You cannot eat 7 beefsteak one day. And you should be able, if you have a plan and a vision, and if you feel that you have the head to have a vision and to see something, to get the money for your project. You should go in for a sustainable sense, and you should read more Humboldt. Wilhelm von Humboldt was different. They were two brothers. One was, well, you could say, is the best webmaster in the world. He said, anything I learned after school was what I really did. And he wrote 35,000 letters on his voyages, so he's the best webmaster in the world. Wilhelm said, I am walking through the street, and all my knowledge that I have acquired just changes the world by the fact that I'm walking through the street. And that means that you cannot be knowledgeable and having a high-level education and not being ethical on it and knowing that you're just a human being, but yet you can further the world to the better. I think that is very important. The International Council for Science says regarding sustainability, sustainable development is probably the most daunting challenges that humanity ever has faced. And achieving it requires the moral that fundamental issues be addressed immediately at local, regional and global levels. All scaled scientific knowledge can help to provide guidance to resolve the economic, the social and the environmental problems that may make current development path unsustainable. When we started out with CLINAM, we had an idea. We said the CLINAM Foundation should be a foundation. I don't know, many of you were yesterday night in the event. Those have heard that governmentium is a new element and it makes everything almost dead. Because if structures are used to make it difficult, I mean, 20 years ago I did an Interact demand and it was 12 papers that you had to fill in and you had to work hard on it, but after 3 days you knew what you have. The new document that I recently received half a year ago has 76 pages, and before you can give it in, you need a secretary that works 3 months on it. So I don't think that really facilitates our world in the way that we could really get money and funding. So Patrick Hunziker and I said we should need a foundation where many rich people would be convinced that nanomedicine is not just another technology, but is a revolution, since it is the anticipation of the medicine of tomorrow, that these people would be willing to give money and that the money would go directly into projects in a flat way, in an easy way, where good reports show advancement. So we said we want to bring together the players, and this conference actually is this conference where we try to bring together the people. We want to assist to the dissemination and the reasoning how health costs can become cheaper and achievable, also achievable in developing countries. We want to bring together the decision makers in politics and economy, and we want to solve by nanomedicine one of the largest problems that we face. How can you get older with 9 million people in a healthier way than you can now? How can you nourish the people how can you do medical care, how can you eradicate malaria, how can you eradicate atherosclerosis. 60% of you will die of that, of a stroke or atherosclerosis in any form. So the question is it worthwhile to do that? When you go and you want to do this conference, it is a huge task to find the money to do this. It is very difficult, and nevertheless, it happens. It was possible 4 times, the 4th time now, and we are glad. We think that this is only half of the task that we do, because the problem is that nano is a term which is overused, overstressed. Even your tie has nano, so that if the sauce of the steak goes over it, that in the evening you can clean it easier than before. And people have an image of nano, like you see in the TV, things that nano is dangerous, nano is terrible, nano is diesel, nano is any particles that you inhale. You don't have to forget that what is in German and in English, Höhlenbewohner.
Caveman.
That the cavemen already had particles of the flames of the fire that they made. And it is only that after a period of year hundreds, now you knew all of a sudden to visualize, to know nano. If you would ask someone, do you know, are you afraid of microtechnology? Then most of you will say, no, we aren't. If you say, are you afraid of nanotechnology? Many people will say, yes, very much so. And one of the tasks that CLINAM has is that we have last year in 3 schools educated. We have said we want to tell you what is nanomedicine, can you change with nanomedicine the framework of medicine, since life is nano. We have an initiative where we will make a large public event where we will try to tell the people what is nanomedicine and what is different between nanomedicine and the other things. I think that the ethics and the moral of our society goes more and more towards being a disease that we don't understand, that zero growth would be ethic, that sharing better and doing more for translation, from research to good products would be good. Now, this is a graphite, as you can see. And here you see the industry and the products, and they're all for themselves. The regulations are somewhere, the engineers are somewhere, the tool makers, the researchers, our faculties are included. And what we actually want is a diamond. This is the structure of a diamond. A sustainable nanomedicine with the moral for long-term investment, excellence for the benefit of mankind. And you are all a part of it. Thank you.